What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Leaner by the Day, an introduction. This series is going to be focused on my cut over the course of about 8 weeks. It may take a little bit longer. I'm anticipating it's going to take a lot longer, but there's no way we're going to know until we try it. We're going to be documenting that journey from day one all the way to the final day. So if you haven't seen, I've spent the last kind of 10 days traveling around Italy, eating whatever I wanted and drinking whatever I wanted. That's typically what you do on holidays. That's what I would recommend you do when you're on holidays. But now's the time to kind of dial things in. It's been probably about 5 or 6 years since I've been into a solid gym routine, diet routine, and I've been kind of neglecting my diet and fitness over the past couple of years. I wanted to document the whole process. I thought it'd be a good opportunity if there's anybody else out there who's kind of been contemplating getting into the gym, starting it, or if you've been like myself and you've been out of the gym for many, many years, you've not really been sticking to a diet, you've not really been sticking to any training regime, now is a good time to join the series and come along. I think it'd be a good opportunity to keep yourselves accountable and keep me accountable also. So I'm currently weighing about 84 kilos, there it is in pounds, and I'd like to get down to about 77 or 78 kilos. With that, we're going to be discussing 4 kind of key pillars or principles throughout the process. Okay, the first one's going to be our fuel. Basically what we're eating, what supplements we're taking, when are we taking them. I'm going to be showing you some full days of eating and some recipes as well. The second pillar is going to be our training. So this is going to be primarily weights driven series. Okay, I'm going to be doing weights about 80% of the time and cardio the latter 20 or 10%. So doing maybe one HIIT session and some light cardio sessions throughout the week as well. But I'll be documenting it all and I'll be taking you along with those sessions also. The third pillar we're going to be looking at is our recovery. If you ask any professional athlete or any athlete for that matter, they're going to talk about how important recovery is. So that's going to be something we're going to be focusing on and trying to work on as well throughout this process. Getting to bed on time, making sure we're not overtraining, making sure we're eating enough food to accommodate the training that we are doing. So recovery is going to be a really core principle of this. And I'm going to be working on my sleep. I'm going to be taking you along to some videos on how I get better sleep, how I'm working on maybe some life hacks to get better sleep and taking you along. The fourth and final pillar that we're going to be looking at is our routine and discipline. Without routine, we're not going to stick to the Leaner by the Day series. I certainly am not going to stick to this series and I'll look like a tit at the end of this, only creating 1 or 2 videos. But that's not what we're going to be doing, okay? We're going to be working on a routine because I think routine is so important, especially if we're going to be doing something like a cut. Cuts, I don't know what anyone else says, they're not enjoyable. Okay, you're dieting, you're moving away from the current weight that you're at and getting to a leaner weight. Now, ultimately, when you get there, it'll feel better. The classic line is, the road to hell feels like heaven and the road to heaven feels like hell. So it's not going to be too fun, but I guarantee you at the end of the journey, we're going to feel so much better physically and mentally as well. So routine, number 1. The second point of the pillar, discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It's there for a day and gone the next. You can be motivated to do something, start a business, go to the gym, diet, whatever the case is. But once you're unmotivated, that all goes out the window. So discipline is something that we're definitely going to have to work on, and it's something that I have to work on certainly when it comes to health and fitness. So maybe this series will help you work on your discipline as well. So what I'm talking about is making sure we're sticking to the diet. There's going to be days where I do not want to eat chicken, rice, potatoes. I like eating pizzas. I like eating noodles. I like eating loads of different stuff. If you've seen my TikTok, you know I like to eat a lot of different food, but we're going to be sticking to healthy, whole, nutritional foods. Sometimes we're going to have a cheat meal, especially for myself. I'm going to keep making videos for TikTok, but on those days and on those weeks, we're going to be leaning out and making sure that we're not going crazy, okay? That we're sticking to our calories, maybe going a bit more in a deficit to make up for the cheat meal that we're going to be having. The other side of discipline is there are going to be days, I guarantee you, where we do not want to go to the gym. I have them all the time, and I know for a fact I'm going to have them on this journey as well. I'm not going to want to go to the gym. However, we're going to be disciplined and we're going to go anyway. Even if we just go on the Stairmaster for 5 minutes or we go on the treadmill uphill for 5 minutes, at least we went, okay? At least we built that into our routine. Our mind thinks, okay, we have to go to the gym today. and we stick to it. That's the main thing, because ultimately the routine and discipline are going to help us in every facet of our life, but certainly for this series, it's going to help us. So those are going to be the 4 kind of key pillars we're going to be looking at throughout the series. Again, fuel, training, recovery, and then routine/discipline. Okay, so if that sounds of interest, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, follow along for the series. I look forward to hearing how everyone's getting on. I'll be sticking to these videos. I'm going to try and get a couple of them out a week, maybe more, maybe less. Hopefully you guys keep me accountable in the comments. But thank you again for watching, and catch you in the next one.